There's one team in the NFL heading into the upcoming season that's seemingly off everybody's radar, and I think they should be getting a lot more buzz. They made a lot of favorable moves in the offseason to address their weakest positions, not just by acquiring key players through the draft and free agency, but also bringing in a few established coaches. It's a team that boasted one of the more well-rounded offenses in the NFL last year, being top 10 in both passing and rushing yards per game, but it was their defense and drama surrounding the quarterback position that really caused their downfall. They missed out on the playoffs by just a few games last year, but in my opinion, they simply have too much talent to miss out again in 2025. Is it clocking to you yet? Of course I'm talking about the Atlanta Falcons. I'm really excited about their potential this season. Defensively, this team was a mess in 2024, ranking in the bottom half in almost every major category, but I like the steps that they took to address this side of the ball. First, by bringing in Jeff Ulbrich from the Jets to serve as their new D coordinator and establish a sense of toughness and grit this team has desperately needed. Then by selecting two of my favorite players in the draft, Jalen Walker out of Georgia and James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. And I could see both of them making big impacts right away. Now, there's still some holes to fill in this unit. They have some big shoes to fill with the departure of Grady Jarrett, and I'm not entirely sold on their secondary depth behind Jesse Bates and AJ Terrell, but will they improve from last year? There's not much doubt in my mind that they will. On the flip side, I could count on one hand how many teams' offensive weapons I'd rather have than the Falcons. The trio of Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Ray McLeod were electric last season. Not to mention, they still have one of the best running back duos in football between Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, led by one of the best run-blocking offensive lines in the game. And who knows, maybe it's finally the year Kyle Pitts becomes the tight end we all thought he could be coming out of college. It all really comes down to whether or not Michael Penix lives up to expectations this year. He didn't have the biggest sample size in year one, having only started 3 games, but you could tell the athleticism was there. Give him a full season as a starter now, and I could see him developing nicely with the weapons he has around him. Now, they still got to address the elephant in the quarterback room, that of course being Kirk Cousins, but this team is loaded and is being overlooked and undervalued. They'll have to run the gauntlet the first few weeks of the season as they play 4 playoff teams in the first 5 weeks, but after that, it clears up tremendously to the point where I think they could go on a little bit of a run. With all the talent that they have on the roster and them being in a relatively weak division, I wouldn't be shocked at all to see the Falcons establish themselves as legit contenders in the NFC.